want to jump into the next part of marketing physics about communicating with others. When you communicate with others, you want to use real reason to believe. You double your odds of success when you communicate a real reason to believe that your over benefit will be delivered. See, gang, if every company did what they promised, there'd be no need for this. There'd be no need for real reason to believe. But unfortunately, it's not the world we live in. Studies show that 93% of consumers do not have confidence in the advertising messages of major corporations. The media does a little bit better. 64% of consumers do not believe that the news media get their facts straight. Of course, if you look at the resource, it says here that the news media made this number, so who knows, right? Real reason to believe. Now, we mentioned this at the beginning when we talked about your proprietary protection starting this workshop, and this is about real reason to believe. So we want to be very clear here about how far you can go when talking about real reason to believe in your concept, in your business simulation, as well as when you're on the USA National Innovation Marketplace. Again, if you are protected, if you have a patent filed, go for the gold. Tell the truth about how you can do what others cannot. Now, if you don't have your patent filed, then that's okay. We can go with a silver or bronze level. Silver level, if you have secondary proof, testimonials, demonstrations, you can do that. Or a bronze level, share your pedigree if you don't have any testimonials or guarantees or things of that nature. Again, though, if you have a patent filed, go for the gold, because data shows that telling the truth about what you can do that others can't, simply and overtly saying that, that's the winner. Now, real reason to believe, it's simple. Be real, tell the truth, and do what you promise. As long as you do that, you're all set. Let me finish up the rest of the story about that restaurant, Stefan, up in Canada. Well, so he has this restaurant, and he was having a lot of business because we fixed the sign, and he thought, well, I want to get some new final decision makers, so he got some new people coming in, and he had lobster lunches during lunchtime, $9.95 for your lobster lunch. You know how the world is. Right down the street, somebody commoditized it, and they offered Lobster Festival for $9.95. Stefan was so frustrated. So he told, is there a way that you can go for the gold? Can you tell the truth about why yours is better than the one down the street? And so we made a new sign. The original gourmet lobster lunches, 3 chefs, 3 years, world cooking competition medalists. Now, if you were driving them down the street and saw both of these banners, which one would you go for? Game, set, match. He told the truth. And the truth works, and that's how you can close that sale to get people excited. Another great example is a company called Questuck in Vermont. What they do is they buy these really cool tiles from Italy and bring them to the US and cut them, and then they seal them and ship them off. And what they did was they had a scientist that created a new sealant. See, when you have these really expensive tiles, you have to seal them every single year, or else if you spill food or wine or things on it, it'll completely stain the tile and ruin it. So every year you have to get them resealed. Well, the scientist developed a way that you only have to seal the tile once and it never happens again. Lifetime guaranteed sealant. I mean, that's a pretty cool overt benefit, yeah? You're like, wow, this is the stone that isn't afraid to get wet. Well, they took it to market and it failed miserably. Because sometimes that happens. You get excited and everybody else says, yeah, it's a cool idea, but nobody buys it. Well, sometimes they just fail. So the CEO got a new sales staff and said, well, I'll try again. Maybe it was a sales problem, right? He takes it back out. It failed again. The stone that isn't afraid to get wet. Didn't get anything from it. So he decided to put it on back order and just said, forget it. We're not going to talk about this sealant anymore. We were working with this company and we were talking about real reason to believe, and the scientist said, I think I know what the problem is. We never gave people a reason to believe why our stone isn't afraid to get wet, why our stone never needs to be sealed again. And they simply added 5 words to their communication messages. They said it's baked in, not painted on. The reason our stone isn't afraid to get wet is because our sealant is baked into the tile, not painted on. Pretty simple, right? Here are the results. Projected $20 million of growth because they added those 5 words. That's the power of real reason to believe. See, overt benefit gets people excited. It gets your final decision maker excited. Real reason to believe closes the sale. It's pretty simple. So, real reason to believe. Again, going for the gold is telling the truth. Telling the truth like Stefan did. Telling the truth like Questtech did, saying that the reason ours works is because it's baked in, not painted on. Now, if you're not able to tell the truth, again, there are some other things that you can do here if you're not protected. If you're not protected, throw us some expert testimonials. This is an eye vision doctor in Ohio, and these are pictures of other eye vision doctors that go to him. He's the doctor's doctor for eye surgery. Okay, that's a testimonial. How about this company up in Rochester, New York? What they do is talk about test results. They have their final decision maker, their over benefit, and they simply show the test results to say why their product is better than everybody else's. A demonstration, you can show pictures or do a YouTube video to say how your invention works and how your innovation works better than everybody else. And notice on the very right that we have a copy of a third page of the business simulation report, because we're going to give you a space within the report for you to put a picture. And this is a great place to show a demonstration or show a picture of how your innovation works. Another way to show credibility is by doing a guarantee. This is by far one of the coolest guarantees we've ever seen at Merwyn Research. This is Wright State University in Dayton, Ohio, and they wrote this: employment guarantee. We're so confident that we have outstanding engineering and computer science programs that will guarantee you employment in a degree-related career field after you graduate, or the opportunity to pursue an engineering or computer science master's degree tuition-free. Whoa, now that's a guarantee. Now another way, now that's our silver level. Our silver level is testing, testimonials, demonstrations, guarantees. If you don't have any of those things for innovation, that's okay, because there's one more level, the bronze level. And the bronze level is sharing your personal pedigree. What's your relative experience? What titles do you have? How many years in the industry? Have you been published in journals and things of that nature? So as you can see, there are many ways to do a real reason to believe when you're communicating your idea to potential partners, buyers, etc. So we're going to go into our next individual exercise on page 10. For those of you, or page 12. For those of you in the live workshop, please turn to page 12. For those of you who downloaded, please turn to page 12. We have here listed all 6 of the real reason to believes that you can put into your communication piece. And remember, again, the gold is the gold winner, the number one way to do it. So if you are protected, then please do that gold level first. Tell the truth. Explain to us simply and clearly how it is that yours can do what others cannot. If you aren't protected, go ahead and go into the silver level. Think of testimonials, data results, all of those things, and then bronze level is your personal pedigree. Now there's no limit, so go ahead and fill out a few of these on page 12. Again, only do the top one if you're protected. Only do the top one if you're protected. I can't say it enough. But you can fill out all 6 of these, or 2, or 3, or 4, but in the next 3 minutes, fill out as many of these as you can to tell us why we can believe that you can do what your innovation is promising.